drone pool here. Okay. Kind of lost track. I think this is part 3, the ESCs and motors. So I have all the ESCs soldered to the board, signal wire and ground, and I have all 3 wires on all the motors soldered, so should be good to go. I've already checked this with my smoke stopper. I use this after every ESC and motor I soldered. Motor 1 I checked it, motor 2 I checked it, and then so on. So we're all good there. So the next thing we need to do is see if we can get the motors to spin. And once we get the motors to spin, we need to make sure they're spinning in the right direction. Now these motors have little arrows on them. I don't think you can see them real good. And basically that's telling you the direction it's supposed to spin. Doesn't mean it's going to spin that way, but that's how it's supposed to spin. So we're going to connect the Betaflight and see if these motors are spinning. I'm recording my computer screen on Betaflight. I'm going to try and do a picture-in-picture. I've never done it before, but maybe I can figure it out. If not, I'll figure something out. So the first thing I'm going to do is hook up the USB. I already have Betaflight open on my computer. Okay, I'm going to hit connect. Okay, I'm going to go to the motors tab, and down here you have to click this thing that you're understanding that all the props are off and blah blah blah. Okay, and then in order to get the motor spin you have to connect power, so we have to plug in the battery. Okay, so first thing, this is motor 1, so I'm going to check motor 1, see if it spins. Okay, motor 1 spins. Motor 2. Motor 2 spins. Okay, motor 3 down here at the bottom. Motor 3, let's see if this will spin. Okay, motor 3 spins. Last one, motor 4. Okay. All the motors spin. Now we've got to figure out if they're going the right direction. Since I'm an old guy, I do things a little different. A lot of guys can just look at them and eye them and tell which way they're going. I have a hard time doing that. A lot of guys just feel them, feel which way they're going. I have a hard time doing that too. So I'm going to show you how I do it. And it's pretty unorthodox, but it helps me know for sure I got the motor spinning the right way. Here's what I do. A lot of you guys are going to laugh. Okay, I put a piece of tape like that on each motor. Okay. Now we know which direction the motors are supposed to spin. Okay, so we'll start with motor 1. Okay, motor 1 is supposed to spin this way. So if I put my finger here and the motor spins and hits and the tape hits my finger right here, it's going the right way. If it spins and hits the back side of my finger, it's going the wrong way. So let's see which way this is going. Motor number 1. Okay, a little slower. Okay, motor 1 is spinning the right way. Okay, now motor 2. It should be hitting this side of my finger. No, this is motor 4 or 3. So I need to do motor 2. Okay, motor 2 should be hitting the back side of my finger back here. Well, let's do this. We can do something like this, so my hand's not in the way. That's not going to work either. Alright, I'm just going to do my finger. Okay, motor 2, it should hit the back side of my finger. And okay, it's hitting this side of my finger, so motor 2 is spinning wrong. So I'm going to have to change that. Okay, motor 3 should be hitting this side of my finger. And it's not, it's hitting the back side. So motor 3 is spinning wrong. Okay, motor 4 should be spinning in, so it should be hitting the back side of my finger. And it is. So motors 2 and motors 3 are spinning wrong. Now, from what I've noticed, like on mellow yellow, I had 2 motors spinning wrong, and it was motor 1 and motor 4, and for some reason it's the diagonal motors, one set. So that's what I've experienced. So motor 2 and motor 3 need to be reversed. I'm going to show you how to do that. Hopefully this screen recording is working. Okay, I got to disconnect out of Betaflight. I'm going to BL Heli. Going to connect to BL Heli. Okay, we're in BL Heli. All you do is you connect to BL Heli. Make sure your battery's plugged in. Read setup. And then it recognizes all the 4 ESCs. You just go to ESC number 2, which is motor 2. It's at normal. Just hit reverse. Simple as that. Go down to 3. Hit reverse. Then you go down to right setup. And you're done. That's all that's to it. Simple as that. Then you hit disconnect. And that's all. And then I'll just go back to Betaflight and we will check the motor direction in Betaflight. BL Heli. Go back to Betaflight. Go back to motors. Okay. Motor number 2 should go this way and hit the back side of my finger. Let's see what happens. Oh, I understand the risks. Okay. Should be hitting the back side. Okay, it is. I need to be gentle on that. Okay, so motor 2 is right. Motor number 3 should be hitting the front side of my finger. And it is. Okay, so all the motors are now spinning in the right direction. So I don't have to worry about that again. I'm going to hit disconnect. Unplug this. Unplug this. Okay, so I know that's unorthodox and there's other ways to do it. This is just how I do it because it's easier for me. So, okay, so that's how you get your motors spinning in the right direction. You need to check that because when I went out to do mellow yellow's maiden flight, I just assumed they were spinning the right direction and it flipped over or broke a prop. I had to go back in and do what I just did to figure out which motors needed fixed, fixed them. went back, and it flew fine. Okay, so now really all we really have to do from this point on is I have to solder the camera and the VTX, which is what I'm going to do next, and then after that it's just the receiver and the buzzer, and we're done, except for configuring it with Betaflight and binding it to your radio, which we can go over that. So that's where we're at. The motors are on, they're spinning. I have them spinning in the right direction. So what I'm going to do now is I'll go ahead and solder on the camera wires and the VTX and make sure we're getting a FPV feed. And then when I get that done, we'll come back. Alright, so appreciate you hanging out. This is Drone Pool. I'm going to sign out.